might be a little high, but Bucks wide receivers. Just wanted to highlight the high end and the depth of this unit as well. Adding first rounder Emeka Ibuka. You know me, I have a soft spot for non-need picks in the draft, particularly at wide receiver. And, that's when you draft Randy Moss when you already have a great 1-2. That's when you draft CeeDee Lamb when you already have one of the best 1-2 punches in the NFL like the Cowboys did. That's what the Bucks did. Now, I know there's an injury concern with Chris Godwin, but I'd say early in the year that might affect him. But we're talking about Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Emeka Ibuka. They still have Jalen McMillan, last year's third rounder, who had a lot of success and would be a pretty good number 3 in his own right. You still have Trey Palmer and his speed, but also Tez Johnson. Like, someone's not making the team here or not getting time, but Tez Johnson, I can't forget Tez Johnson. I know he was just like a late add-on here, but he's too good of a football player, I think, to not make an impact. But the 1-2 punch of Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and then adding Emeka Ibuka to this group, love this Bucks wide receiver core.
Yeah, this is the first one that didn't make my list at all. I think I get it. I think they're really strong. There's just more question marks, more unknowns. Like the range, you've got Chris Godwin, who's really good, but is also coming off another significant knee injury at his age. It's not a slam dunk that he's going to come back and be the player he was before that. Mike Evans has been the best receiver, on this team since he came into the league. Is not getting younger, right? He's only kind of aging at that point. I wonder at some point if that starts to take away from what he's able to do. McMillan, I think, is solid. Ibuka, their first round pick, I wonder if he's only solid, or if he can be more than that. Trey Palmer, he has speed, but does he have anything else? And then Tez Johnson, I agree with you. I think there's a very good chance that he's a dynamic impact, really good playmaker. The league didn't agree, though. Like, the league let him slide to where they let him slide. And that says 32 NFL teams believe there's a greater chance than not that actually his size is prohibitive. The fact that he didn't run, a 4.3 40, all these things effectively add up to say there's more of a chance that he's not that guy that he is. So, it's how you want to view it. I think you can definitely paint the picture of Ibuka's fantastic. Chris Godwin comes back 100%. Tez Johnson's dynamic the way he was at Oregon, and all these things add up, and boom. Maybe it doesn't, though.
I mean, Tez is just the cherry on top here. He's certainly not the reason that I'm picking them. He goes pick 237 in the 7th round. But the rule here, Sam, there was minicamp hype around Tez Johnson, and if he's a player that I like, you buy into the hype in minicamp.
Yeah.
If it's a player you don't like, it's just minicamp. We haven't put the pads on yet. But this is, hey, if he was hyped up in minicamp, the dude's going for 100 catches this year.
All right, that's enough of that, Steve. Over 50% of the people listening to this are not subscribed right now. So click that button, and then we can get back to whatever it is Steve's telling you about. Tez Johnson feels to me like there's a couple of these players every year where everyone loves them as a player. Everyone also knows they're not going to go high in the draft for whatever reason. And immediately it's just clear that like everyone was right? Like I can't think of a good example of this, but like every year there's a couple of these players where it's like everybody has good things to say about them, but they also know they're going to go in day 3 sometime, and then immediately they walk onto the field and they're good, right? And it's like, why did we overthink this? Why did we allow whatever it is, the fatal flaw of him as a prospect, to drag him down to day 3 when it was clear he was going to be good? I kind of feel that way about Tez Johnson. Yes, he's tiny. Yes, he didn't run a 4.3, but he also spent an entire week at the Senior Bowl just barbecuing people with his quickness and like that. Right. And let alone what he did at Oregon in college where he was uncoverable. I mean, that's probably still going to play.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that I think hinders him is opportunity. I mean, there's a pretty clear top 4. And then Trey Palmer has speed that no one else on this team has. So if you really want to have Trey Palmer, he still has the inconsistent hands, but if you still want to have his 4.3 speed and taking the top off the defense, that's a specific role that no one else can fill. So it's just opportunity depending on how slow they are with Chris Godwin getting into the mix. I'm assuming Ibuka. I mean, he's another big one for me. The more I watched him, the more I liked him and think this guy's just going to produce at the next level. And so I think he's going to fill in admirably for Godwin as Godwin gets ramped up. And then Mike Evans is just a fascinating discussion here, Sam. I feel like he's both over and underrated all at the same time. Overrated because of the consecutive 1,000-yard seasons. It's only him and Jerry Rice on this list, and you know how that just creates this false picture, like, oh, he's like Jerry. He's nothing like Jerry Rice. I don't even know if Evans has been a top 10. How many years has Evans been a top 10 receiver in the NFL? If you were actually ranking them. But he's been on the fringe. Has he been close to the top 5? I don't think so. But I also believe he has the opportunity to turn it on when he wants to. Him and Baker both have that, like, hey, chips are down, let's go play. Let's go take over a game. I think they both have that in them, and they both play off each other really well. So Mike Evans has that high end combined with some of the consistency and then all the depth that the Bucs have. I just love this receiving core right now.
He's also such a big play threat. I mean, he's not the same as Trey Palmer in terms of take the top off of defense speed, but he does win in those ways a lot as well. Like, he's got a career yards per reception number over 15. He's got 100 plus touchdowns at this point as well, which honestly is maybe more significant than the consecutive 1,000-yard streak, etc. It's like he will remain a deep threat, a big play threat within this offense, even if he loses a step, because like a lot of his plays, he's not winning by just burning a guy deep down the field. He's winning by being big and strong and fast. And that isn't going to go anywhere, I don't think, even when he starts to slow down. Thanks for watching all the way to the end of our video.
For more great content, click here to subscribe and here to watch another video. We'll see you again soon.